Start on me here. Am I live? I'm live. It says I'm live. All right. So, what up, everybody? Hello. Welcome to Adam Cast IRL. I have a special guest with me today. I'm actually stream yarding this. This is new. I'm not on OBS. This is something different because she's actually not with me. But welcome, Karlyn. How are you? Hey there.
Hello from
All
New
right.
Hampshire.
Yeah, you're back home in New Hampshire. It must be kind of nice. I'm glad I'm sure your husband is happy that you're back home.
I am. Here
Right.
he is. We had a whole weekend together where I wasn't traveling, so it was a nice change of pace.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm really happy for you. It's really a pleasure to have you back on the show. It was such a fun interview that we had a couple weeks ago. It feels like forever ago. So much has happened.
A billion years. Yeah, exactly.
And for you especially, like a lot has happened for you, man. You were assaulted. You're traveling around, still doing the walk away movement, which is dope.
Yep.
My goodness. So, well, that's crazy. So welcome back.
I got the best of the Black Lives Matter girl that tried to get my phone. I won that particular battle, so I've got my bragging rights.
Yeah, like this is my
I ran
phone.
Away.
Well, that's props to you for not getting completely mauled. I'm really happy that you didn't get upset. I was actually live, and people, just to let you, I don't know if you knew this, people were commenting through my, because it was Saturday, right?
I think it was a Saturday. Yeah.
So I had Corey DeAngelis on, and we were talking, and people were super chatting like, did you see what happened to Karlyn? Do you know if she's okay? And I actually hit you up, and I was like, hey, are you okay? And you were like, we made it back to the hotel. So I was letting our mutual fans, our mutual viewers that were hanging out with us, and let them know that you were safe. So.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for checking in on me, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So that's great. So today we're going to get into a few different things. We're going to be talking about this nova. It's not really an explosion. It's I'm not really sure. It's really cool. It was an outburst from a star. So we're going to talk about that. That's really interesting. We're also going to be talking about it's kind of like a lot of different subjects, right? It feels like we've
got a good variety.
Yeah, we're gonna just go through a streamline of conversation about I don't know, this whole critical race theory thing, Trump bringing in this new school program that he wants to teach patriotic. I don't even know exactly what it is, but you
I know what it is. Well, I think I know what it is.
All right, I think we can get through it together. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about the peace deal in the Middle East, which is really amazing. Actually, you really think about what President Trump is doing, and he's bringing peace in the Middle East. He's facilitating it and making it happen. So it's really wonderful. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm really excited. So let's dive in, right? So let's I just want to show you all. This is what I'm talking about. This is the Hubble telescope. This is over 4 years, the Hubble Space Telescope captured these images. Now look at this. This is the actual outburst. And I retweeted this. And someone, of course, added, that star farted. So I, of course, love a good fart joke, and that's pretty. I mean, it's beautiful though. Look at that, right? Wow. So this is over the course of 4 years. This is and if you think about that light that's coming away from that star is going to hit everything eventually, right? It's going in all different directions. It looks like a sphere. Obviously, we're only seeing it from this direction, but eventually that light will hit everywhere. And I think it's really beautiful. So this is actually the first time we've noticed it. This was back in 2002. And you could see how grainy the images were from 2002. I believe this was, let me see, does it say when it was? It doesn't say when this was, but I actually have the Wikipedia page here, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so yeah, it was first discovered in 2002, but I'll just read about it. So this is the V838 Monocerotis. I think I said that right.
It's pretty close, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. How would you say it?
I think I would probably say the same thing. Monocerotis. We're gonna go with Monocerotis. First answer is always the best answer.
It sounds a little bit like an STD. I'm not gonna lie.
There's no one here to correct us, so it's okay.
All right. So, well, they actually originally named it Nova Monocerotis because they assumed incorrectly that it was an explosion, a supernova, and now we've learned that it's not. So I'll just read about it here. It says it's a cataclysmic variable or outburst star in the constellation of Monocerotis, about 20,000 light years from the sun. The previously unknown star was observed in early 2002, experimenting a major outburst, and was possibly one of the largest known stars for a short period following the outburst. Originally believed to be a typical nova eruption, it was then identified as something completely different. The reason for the outburst is still uncertain, but several conjectures have been put forward, including an eruption related to stellar death processes and a merger of a binary star or planets. The remnant is evolving rapidly. In 2009, its temperature had increased a bit since 2005 to 0.27 Kelvin or 3,270 Kelvin, and its luminosity was 15,000 times solar. That's basically saying 15,000 times brighter than our sun, which is
crazy.
That's bonkers. So that's actually this is the original. This is what they thought was the supernova. So this is when it like went really bright, and let's see, the opaque ejected dust clouds had completely engulfed a B-type companion. Let's see. Oh, okay. So no, this is from 2002. So I basically just read about all of that, and then all of that. So that, I mean, I really just wanted to bring some light into this beauty. I just wanted to show you this beautiful thing. Really, I mean, it's cool that it's not. It wasn't, a supernova that we originally thought it to be. And I love space. I love all things space. I always try to bring a little bit of space out there, out into the show.
Well, I think it's glorious, and you know what it reminds me of, and I was just thinking about it when you first played it. And this is a little woo woo because I'm a
Go
little
on.
woo woo. Is
Why don't you, wait? What is woo woo? What does that mean?
I'm
I don't even know that term.
So I'm highly spiritualized. I do a lot of spiritual practices.
Well, I know
And
I
what
was
I'm
on
thinking is
that show.
the last time
Go ahead.
you got your astrology chart read.
Yeah.
But the last time I did an ayahuasca ceremony, actually I
Okay.
saw something in my state that looked so
Oh,
similar to that, and it was like
really?
looking at God. Yeah, it was like looking.
Let's
That was
get
what I
into
felt
that.
at the time. It's like, okay, let's talk about
Oh
it. What do you
no,
want to
we're
know?
definitely. I want to know. Well, first off, where were you? Did you go to South America to do this?
No, well, I have done it in Peru before, but this was
Okay.
actually in Sedona.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me. I mean, so you've done it a few times. I've never done that, but I hear that it is enlightening to say the least.
It is.
Right? Tell me about your experience.
So I've done ayahuasca like probably half a dozen times at this point. Honestly, I can't wait to get to another ayahuasca ceremony. It's been a couple of years for me, and I really want another ceremony right now.
Oh, okay.
And the thing of it is it's not necessarily like not. There's no single ceremony that's like any other. You have a different experience every single time. Sometimes you
Okay.
have a really deep, intense experience, and sometimes it just feels like nothing happened. But ayahuasca, what I anytime I talk about this, I really try to make sure people understand that this is a spiritual practice. This is not
Okay.
about messing around. This is not about hallucinating. You will do
Not
that
not about
probably.
getting messed up and just,
No. No, and if you
yeah.
go into it with that intention, Mama Ayahuasca is going to let you know that you made a bad decision. You're going to be hurting during the ceremony quite fierce.
Interesting.
Oh, I've seen so many people in ceremonies that they drank before it, or they like you're
Yeah.
supposed to like do like a vegan diet before, be really clean.
Okay.
If you don't do that, you're going to suffer. But
Interesting.
no, that was definitely. I think that was the last one I did in Sedona, and I mean, I felt like I was in the presence of God when I
And
saw that.
you said you saw something like this.
Something like that. It was that color
Interesting.
specifically, and it was kind of circling like that, and maybe not exactly like that, but it was very, very similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is beautiful.
It's stunning.
Yeah. Um, wow. Well, that's cool. Jeez. How long how long I have so many questions. I'm trying to like figure out how
Okay.
to like which ones to ask because
Mhm.
I've never done it, and I have a few cousins that have done it. I have a few friends that have done it, and including you.
Yeah.
And that's it's really interesting because they say it is like looking into another dimension. Did you
Mhm.
get that kind of a vibe? You know that it was a
Yes.
different dimension, the higher
Yes.
dimension, something like that.
how I've experienced it in the
Mhm.
most intense ceremonies I've done is you absolutely feel like you are connecting with a higher power, and
Mhm.
you understand more about how, like, our purpose here, how life works, all of that. I mean, I've obviously made a lot of friends doing this in different ceremonies I have. I mean, I've heard so many different stories. Have one friend that spent the night having a whole conversation with Jesus Christ about the experience,
The
and Jesus
the Jesus Christ.
be Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And
All right. Okay.
Jesus said to her, like, if I was there, I'd be doing this with you guys. I'm one of you. I
Wow.
had another friend that basically was shown her whole life plan, and you know,
Wow.
the life plan of her kids and all this stuff. And so you can get some really intense information off of it.
Yeah.
And so I saw someone in the chat said something about DMT. And I have done that as well. It's like the more
Yeah.
intense version of ayahuasca. It's like when I did
Okay.
DMT, it was like I shot out of my body up into space. It was
Wow.
crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
Joe Rogan raves about DMT. And
Yes.
one thing that I find really interesting about DMT, I haven't done that either, but
Mhm.
um, it's that it's in every living organism.
Everything.
Every single plant,
Mhm.
every single animal, every single living thing has like a bit of DMT in it. All of
Mhm.
them. Like that's crazy to me. So
Yeah.
it's something that connects all of us. Really
Exactly. It's
cool.
this the spirit molecule is what it's called. It's the
Is
thing that
it?
connects us with God. Yeah. And
Ah,
and so and ayahuasca is kind of the same thing. Ayahuasca exists in nature. It's just a leaf and a vine that gets brewed
yeah.
together, and it is medicine. I mean, you do experience healing. The first time
Mhm.
I did ayahuasca in Peru, I'll tell you what. I mean, people talk about doing it if they have alcohol problems or drug problems. You don't want to drink or put anything bad in your body for months. I didn't drink for months after the first time
Wow.
I did it. And it wasn't
Interesting.
that it was painful for me. I was actually drinking like a lot of beer at the time because I'm kind of a beer
Yeah.
snob. I just
Okay.
didn't want to. It took the
Huh.
craving away.
So
So
it
it's
wasn't
fabulous.
even yeah, the craving, but, it's like if you saw it, you wouldn't even want it, right? It's not
Yeah,
like
it's just like, meh,
just like,
not
"Meh,
interested.
I'm good." My body's like, "I'm good, I don't need it anymore."
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I heard it rewires the brain in some senses, right?
I think
I don't
it
know if that's
does.
true or not, but
Well, and I think that's true regardless of whether or not you have like a hallucinatory experience. It's going
okay.
to do the work regardless. But I really think, honestly, I think the world would be a better place if everyone did ayahuasca. We'd be kinder to one another because you have some
Huh.
sense that you're connected to everything. I'm you, you're me, you know? So I love it.
Empathy, right?
Yeah.
That's really what the world needs. I mean, I've been saying that for months. I see a clear lack of empathy with most people right now
Yes.
because it's all me, 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 me. What I'm dealing with, what I have to endure, and Mikey and I talked about being a victim yesterday, and he's overcome a
So
lot of
much.
things. Yeah, I wasn't even privy to it before our conversation, and it's like for him to be as enthusiastic and positive, it's like clearly he's chosen not to be a victim. And that I think he said it. It's like that's probably why they banned him so many times. That he's been banned, and it's because he's not a victim. It's not he does not fit the narrative that they want.
No,
So
not at all. Not at all.
yeah. So they don't want that. When you say like
No.
a little everyone needs a little bit of that, and it's like they're like, whoa, 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 wait a minute, wait a minute. We don't want people to be together. We don't want a unified populace. We want
Well,
everyone fighting each other.
you know what's funny? And this makes me
Hmm.
think of a video I watched last night. And we're just basically ignoring the plan that we created an hour ago, which I love. I think this is great.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we had a plan for this episode and this is
there's
not it.
there's no, there's throwing it out the window.
That's
Um,
okay. Whatever. I'm
but
having a good time.
I saw a video last night from a North Korean defector who was talking
Oh,
about how in North Korea they do this practice of self-criticism where they start in like
interesting.
the 5th grade, and I guess they do it among their people. So everyone has like these assigned groups. You're like a student or a housewife or a worker or whatever. And once a
In
week,
5th grade, you're already designated
I
like a
guess.
housewife.
Well, I get in school, I guess they do it with their classmates, so they have, like,
Okay.
the teacher facilitates it with the classmates, but
Okay, okay.
basically, like, once a week, they go into their groups, and every single person has to get up and say, "Here is how I have failed the dear leader, and here is my like, and I am forgiven because of his grace," and all that, but
Oh
then
goodness.
they also have to pick out someone else and say, "This is how you've failed the dear leader." And so they're
Jeez.
basically constantly spying on each other to get something to say in the weekly self-criticism sessions, and they do this every single week from 10 years old on, and
That is horrendous.
it creates just this massive distrust in society. But it's so
Wow.
similar to what is going on in our society right now with the social justice
Yep.
mobs who are
Critical
constantly
race theory.
Exactly, constantly
Yep.
calling each other out and spying on each other. And this happened
Mhm.
to me in the knitting world where people would like the lengths that people would go to spy on the activities of other people. There was
Yeah.
actually a big scandal in the knitting world where someone liked a photo of a pair of green socks from
Oh
an
my goodness.
unperson, and then green socks became racist because they were not supposed to like this photo. I swear I'm not making this up. This is not exaggerated. This is a real thing.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
So we're basically turning into North Korea for the SJWs, if that's the moral of the story here.
Oh, that is frightening. North Korea, I mean, we've basically been taught that they're kind of I mean, the pure authoritarian country.
Mhm.
Like you look at where think authoritarian country, North Korea pops number 1 in my head,
North
like
Korea. Yep.
over China, at least Chinese citizens seem to have some sort of they have capitalistic zones where people have freedom and some semblance of freedom anyway.
Mhm.
A buddy of mine just sent me this. He said, "This is a quote from Alan Watts. If you get the message, hang up the phone. For psychedelic drugs are simply instruments like microscopes, telescopes, and telephones. The biologist does not sit with the eye permanently glued to the microscope. He goes away and works with what he has seen."
Mhm.
Really cool quote, and thank you for sending me that. And really, that's interesting, because right now we're breaking down what you've seen, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you personally have had a lot of self-reflection on what that was and what that gave you. It's
I
really
mean,
interesting.
it's intense and life-changing every single time, and like I said, I can't wait to go back. I mean, it's actually to a place now in the US where there are different churches around that are doing it, and you have to become a member of the church to do it. So there are ways to do it in the US now, which makes it really exciting because I can't exactly travel to Peru right
Yeah,
now.
right, right. I would love to go to Peru. I've wanted to go there for a long
Oh.
time. Man, Machu Picchu, just walk around. Like I'm obsessed with old, like ancient human everything. What's
Mhm.
the pyramids in Egypt, Peru, even the Nazca lines down.
Yeah.
I don't remember what country they're in. Chile, maybe.
No, they're in Peru as well.
Oh, they're
The
also
Nazca.
they're also in Peru. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, just incredible. Like what was the reason, Like I want to meet with the local historians and hear what they have to say,
Yeah.
not hear what the history books that are prepped for us in schools cuz I don't know. I don't know what they've altered, what they've keeping from kept from us, I looked up some like I don't know how much Egypt stuff you're into, but
I actually really wanna go to Egypt.
do you? I
Yeah,
I
I
do
really
too.
do.
I really wanna go. Man, I am excited to get out there, but the Pyramid Code, you ever watch that? The Pyramid Code?
Yeah, it's been a
Uh,
minute, but yeah.
it's been a minute. It's not on Netflix anymore. It was on Netflix for a while, and it was awesome. They had that, it was a Egyptian historian that had all this history passed down through his own family lineage, and he was just giving all these things that he was talking about is like that's exactly what I've kind of assumed, alluded to, like how the pyramids were battery systems, not necessarily battery systems, but energy emitters,
Mhm.
kind of like what Tesla was building on with his the Wardcliffe Tower. And I mean, we're getting a little sidetracked, but man, I love all that kind of stuff. So,
No, I
um,
love it, and
yeah,
Peru, like, the interesting thing about Peru, and I did go to Machu Picchu, and Machu Picchu is actually amazing, like,
is
everyone
it?
should go,
Yeah, I
it's
want to.
I mean, it's, like, incredible, but the thing about Peru is I spent most of my time there kind of, like, out in the country,
Okay.
and, what they essentially live in the country is what we would describe as a hut. Most people just live in these huts that they've built by themselves, like, over
Yeah.
time, and they're nothing that, in the United States, we would consider, like, a great place to live, but the quality of life that they have is so much better than ours. There was even a brief moment I was there. I was like, I'm giving up the US. I'm moving to Peru because everyone is so happy. There are kids running around and everyone just takes care of the kids. And we were in this little town where we even just saw, like, there was a big funeral in the town and everyone came out for it, and it was a big event, and it was just like, it was nice. It's like it's so different than what we experience in America, and everyone's just so much happier, even though they
Yeah.
have so many less material possessions.
I think that's the key. They're not looking at the material world. They're looking at the community, the people
Hmm.
that they're around. And that's really what I'm finding out is most important. This year has been an incredible year for me because I've always kind of done my own thing. And now that I've kind of entered this, red pill, I guess it really is when I became red pilled, when I started doing my own research, suddenly now I'm hanging out with all my own old best friends that I hadn't really like made, connections with. But now all of a sudden we hang out all the time. Like we stream on Twitch now. I'm streaming with my homies. I'm talking with my family members, and I'm like, this is what's important. Like material stuff is
Yeah.
sure, we have become spoiled with it, but it's not what makes life amazing, And I think we got to bring that back, and
I
they
I
bring it back because they still have it, down in these
Yeah.
places.
No, I completely agree, and I think,
Yeah.
and now it's kind of like a perfect time for it. I mean, go rent, like, an
Yep.
Airbnb out in the middle of nowhere and just be there and get, like, like, you just went hiking
Yep.
and went on, like, a road trip, right? Like
That's what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, that was me
Yeah.
last week. I unplugged and it was wonderful. It was
Mhm.
wonderful. Yeah. So being able to do that, super
After the
important.
election, that's me, I'll tell you what. I'm already
Yeah.
like, I'm going full out until the election, and then I'm taking a vacation.
Nice. You deserve it. You seriously are working hard.
Thank
So
you.
so we actually kind of touched light into this subject, but then we veered way back and dove into a whole nother side section. But I'm gonna bring it to us. So first we'll see. This is President Trump. I don't know how loud this is because I don't have OBS controlling this. So I'm just gonna play it.
Very soft for me.
Is it
Yeah.
better?
Not really. I can't really hear it. I don't know if people in the chat can, but that's okay.
All right.
I know what you
Well,
said.
okay. So why don't you break it down for us? What just happened here?
Okay, so first, I mean, the basis for this is that a couple weeks ago, actually, while I was in Dallas, President Trump banned critical race theory training in the federal government, and like,
Yes, he did.
yes, and this cannot be overemphasized how important this is, because you guys know, I mean, go ahead, Shannon, the critical race theory is essentially this really fringe set of ideas that starts with every white person is racist, and every
God.
institution built by white people is racist. And what happens in these critical race theory trainings when they go
Mm-hmm.
into organizations is essentially, first off, they segregate the white employees from the employees of color, and then they make the white employees confess their sins of racism. And it's actually incredibly harmful to individuals, it's incredibly
Yeah.
harmful to teams.
Yeah, it's
But
ridiculous.
it's so crazy, but part of it is, we have to tear down all the vestiges of white supremacy. And what they end up doing in when they teach it in schools or when they teach it in organizations is they essentially say America's a really bad racist place to live. And so
God.
what ends up happening is, especially when it's taught in schools, and oh my gosh, I've been sent a lot of materials that are being taught in schools lately that are absolutely terrifying. The kids essentially they don't learn any of the good stuff about America. They only
No.
learn about the sin of slavery and how bad white people are to everyone else that is not white. And
Yeah,
so,
and that
go ahead.
drives me nuts. Go ahead, you
Oh,
finish.
no, and so what I think the president is trying to do is basically reinfuse education, like mandate that we actually teach people that America is a really good country. It's the best,
Yeah,
freest country in the history of the world, and
it is.
everyone that lives here should know that.
Yeah, right? Like, how do you not realize how amazing it is here? It's amazing.
It's
You can
amazing.
you're allowed to tell everyone else how much you hate it here. That simply proves that it's amazing here. Like,
You are
go ahead, you
allowed
can
to
you can do
post
that.
on Twitter every single day about how much you hate the president, and there's not a dang thing he can do about it.
Well, Twitter will well, I was just gonna say Twitter might ban you, but they don't ban you for
No.
hating on the president, which is kind of sad. But here, this is so why don't we get into this? Tell me about what's going on with Princeton. You brought this
Oh,
up, and I found it really interesting. Let me see if I can figure out how to
Ooh,
do this.
that's fancy. You got
Oh, I
yourself
don't
and
know.
this story at the
I,
same
I don't
time.
know well, I'm trying to do you in the story.
Oh,
Wait,
wait.
uh,
Uh.
wait.
Okay, now do this. Yay! Well, luckily I have the story on my screen as well because I can't read 'cause it's super small. But essentially, what's happening here, guys? Okay, so we got to go rewind for a second. A couple weeks ago, the president of Princeton wrote this big open letter, like every single basically CEO of every organization has done lately, to admit the inherent racism of Princeton. And he said in the letter that Princeton has racism embedded in the system, and wrote this big open letter about what they were going to do about it and all the initiatives they were going to do to defeat systemic racism. Well, this is, guys, this is like basically the best thing that's ever happened. The education department today has announced that they are actually opening an investigation against Princeton for doing this. So we'll read a little bit of this story. The Department of Education has informed Princeton University that it is under investigation following the school's president's declaration that racism is embedded in the institution. And I just want to scroll down a little bit to a quote that starts with based on its inherent or based on its admitted racism, the U.S. Department of Education is concerned Princeton's non-discrimination and equal opportunity assurances in its program participation agreements from at least 2013 to the present may have been false. The department is further concerned Princeton perhaps knew or should have known that the assurances were false at the time they were made. Finally, the department is further concerned Princeton's many non discrimination and equal opportunity claims to students, parents, and consumers in the market for education certificates may have been false, misleading, and actionable substantive misrepresentations. Basically, what the Department of Education is saying is that Princeton, you're violating the Civil Rights Act of 1964 if your racism is indeed embedded in your institution. How great is this?
Boom.
This is
Boom,
comeuppance
Princeton.
right here.
Oh, man. It's like that. I feel like this is kind of opening a can of worms too, because if this is the case, right, this is setting precedent for like this here. Let me just bring, because we brought this up earlier.
Yeah.
Trump's ending critical race theory training federal employees, calling it a sickness. So if they're saying that it's kind of embedded in the teaching of it, then doesn't that mean that also, like, the whole government programs that were doing this should be investigated and everything, right?
Well, the thing about systemic racism that I
Mhm.
think a lot of people who are doing these virtue signals, they haven't wrapped their heads around yet is that
Yeah,
when this term is referred to, what they literally mean is everything that has been built in this country since this country was founded. Because the whole idea behind systemic racism is that it has been built by white people from the very beginning. White people built the foundation back
yeah,
when the country was founded, and everything was built on top of it. And so in order to get rid of systemic racism, we have to tear everything down and start again. And
yeah.
so, literally, based on their own definitions, everything is racist.
Yep,
And so,
basically.
I think that this is, uh oh. Oh, you're back.
What what
You
happened?
you froze for a second, but we're good. We're
Oh,
good. We're
okay,
gonna.
good, good. I'm
Um,
good.
no. So I think that basically what they're saying is that if you're saying that you're taking federal money and you are an inherently racist institution, if you're sending out these virtue signals, you ain't getting any more of this federal money, my friends.
Boom. Boom. I think the walls are crashing down for a lot of these. I just use the term lefty blanketly, but I think it sums it up. Whatever. It's these lefty things, far lefty stuff that's just ruining a lot. And what pisses me off about the whole systemic racism thing is they like to put it all on white people. It's this
Mhm.
white country, white, 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 adding this, and it's like, I feel like so much of it is also self accountability that no one is talking about. They don't want to talk about, um, and not necessarily personal, like anyone's personal fault, although that does come into play, but they're, I use the term they because it doesn't matter. Anyone could fall prey to this, but it's like what you surround yourself with, the environment that you live in, the type of music you listen to, the people that you look up to, who you're if you have good parents or not. There's so many different things that systemic racism, it's not racism per se, it's systemic um, oppression slash self-oppression too, in the same sense.
Mhm.
um, so I feel like if they're going to bring down everything, they have to check themselves, because they're not talking about bringing down everything. They're just talking about bringing down the pillars of this country, which, this, as we talked about earlier, this country is awesome.
It's awesome.
We have the right to talk about this kind of stuff. We have the right to say, I can't stand this person, or I can't stand the way you do stuff. And it's like, cool. You can think that.
Mhm.
I'm happy that you can actually say that in this country. So
Well,
they're trying to bring down the wrong kind of thing because they don't want to face the truth of the matter, which is there's a lot more. It's so much more complex. They think it's so easy. They think the answer is just like, it's systemic racism. It's white
mhm.
people. See, there we go. Now we can riot and let's burn all the white people down. It's like, that what? That doesn't make any sense. It's kind of ridiculous. Sorry, I'm getting a little long-winded there, but I do that.
No, and I mean, it's even more nefarious.
Save me, Karlyn.
Oh, no, it's even more nefarious than that though, because what I mean, really what people don't understand is that when they're talking about systemic racism, what the concepts that they attack are the fundamentally American concepts like individualism, being able to be yourself and not have to be like in North Korea where you have to adhere to a specific group and you can never move out of that group. That is one of the things that they're fundamentally trying to destroy. And so
Yeah,
I mean, if they tear all these systemic racist things down, well, what are they going to build us up into? Is it going to be
yeah.
China? Is it going to be North Korea? I mean,
Right.
that's really that is what the alternative is.
That's a good point. Yeah, exactly. And I think Yuri Bezmenov talked about this kind of stuff, calling it active measures. It's just breaking down the stuff that keeps them from taking over, essentially, right? I mean, and
Mhm.
you said it, like, what do they want? Do they want to be North Korea? Do they want to be a China? Because I mean, I did a deep dive on Marx, and even he recognized that capitalism is needed. It is a good thing, and by near
Mhm.
the end of his life, and people don't want to talk about that. They don't want to realize that he actually didn't like his own work. He actually, he was in a communist league, and he was like, look, guys, the Communist Manifesto isn't right. We should get rid of this. And they were like, excuse me, no, that's our doctrine now. We're gonna take it and run. And he became, an old guy just trying to further his studies. Like, he never stopped reading and doing work, but he recognized that there is a good balance between capitalism and, I don't want to say communism, but it's like capitalism is needed for the society, that the way society was moving. So the active measures, that's what Antifa is. Well, not Antifa per se, because they're at that article. I actually have it right here. I'll just pull it up. Check this out. This is it kind of goes hand in hand. This is the FBI director saying Antifa is an ideology, not an organization. And
Mhm.
honestly, that goes hand in hand, because the active measures that's what the ideology is. So you don't have to be part of a group to want to dismantle the system, when all these people have been blaming the system for all the problems in their lives, even though they're themselves creating all these problems. Or,
Well,
you know, go
and
ahead.
that's exactly it. And I mean, the thing about capitalism is the thing that supports our freedom. It means that you have the freedom to go build your own business, to do what you want. It means you have the freedom to change jobs, to try
Yep.
something new. It means gives you so many freedoms and so many opportunities at the same time. And who I see, and I don't want to make too big of a blanket statement because I actually am a liberal. Like I do actually believe in like social programs and helping people out and
Yeah.
the
Well, we have
government.
them.
Yeah, and I'm totally in favor of those. Well, some of them, not all of them, and not in their current forms.
Yeah.
But but the people who I see complaining the most about capitalism are frankly people who don't have jobs and who haven't focused their energy on becoming
Shots fired.
successful professionally. I mean, honestly, it is that simple. Like jobs give people a focus. It gives people a
Yeah,
sense of purpose. Jobs are a really, really good thing.
I agree. Yep. I think you may have noticed she stopped moving. We lost you for a
Uh-oh.
second, Carlin.
Hey,
There you
I'm
are.
back.
You're back.
I'm
You're
back.
back. All right.
Sorry, StreamYard is a little glitchy sometimes, but I always come
All
back.
right. All right. Good. 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 That's fine. But anyway, jobs. You were saying.
Mhm. Yeah, so jobs give people a purpose, a sense of focus, and
Hmm.
one of the things that actually sent me on this journey of leaving the Democratic Party and eventually deciding to support Trump is that I remember I was watching the State of the Union, and this was way back before I was doing any of this stuff, and Trump was talking about how he had record low unemployment for Black people, for Hispanic people, for Asian people, 52-year low unemployment for young professionals. And I sent out a tweet, and this is when I was mostly followed by like HR professionals saying, I think this is a really good thing. People have jobs, they have purpose. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, the HR professionals with Trump derangement syndrome,
Oh
oh
goodness.
my God, they raked
Oh,
me
do
over
tell.
the coals for
How?
hours.
But that how does
How,
that how? Like
oh,
what is their argument? I don't
oh,
understand. Like what is it that they get mad about for that? Like how can someone be upset that there's jobs?
check this out. Okay, there
Do
was one woman
explain, please.
specifically that she's a Black recruiter. Her job is literally to recruit people to put them in jobs. And her contention is that jobs are the same thing as slavery.
Oh my goodness.
And I said to her, I was like, "You are a recruiter. What does that make you? A slave trader?"
Yeah, right.
She didn't like that too much.
Oh, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall to just see the steam just like coming out of her ears, the red rage of the
Yeah,
I mean, I want to call her Karen because it feels like
she
it
was pretty
feels
much
like
Karen. We'll call her that.
it was Karen was her middle name. We'll just we'll say that. If she's watching right now, she got you. Anyway, that's funny. So where were we here? Let's see.
Let's see. Where are we at?
What are we doing? I don't even know what we're
Well,
talking
let's
about.
talk
Oh,
about this Antifa as an ideology thing for a second.
yeah, that's fine. I'll bring that up.
I
Yeah,
think
let's
that
talk
this
about
is
this.
interesting, but
Isn't
what's
it?
going to happen with this
What?
is they're going to come out and say, well, Trump said it was a group, and therefore Trump is wrong and bad.
You're right. This is when I popped this up. This was 2 hours ago. So this is probably like 3 hours ago now. So this is fresh.
Mhm.
So the FBI director, and they even talk about it actually right here. I'll just read it. It says the FBI director Chris Wray told lawmakers Thursday that Antifa is an ideology, not an organization. Testimony that puts him at odds with President Trump, who has said that he would designate it as a terror group. So right off the bat, they're just like, he was wrong.
Trump was wrong, of course, because Trump is always wrong, no matter what he does.
Always,
Always
right?
wrong.
Ray did not dispute that Antifa activists were a serious concern, saying that Antifa was a real thing. I don't know why that was a real thing, and that the FBI had undertaken another quote, any number of properly predicated investigations into what we would describe as violent extremism, including into individuals who identified with Antifa, which there has been plenty that have said that they are with Antifa. But he said it is not a group or an organization. It is a movement or an ideology. So, I mean, it goes into it, but let's discuss that though, because it really is. It does make sense, actually. It is. But honestly, if you take an even further step back, it's both,
It's
right?
both.
It's
I agree.
both.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They're definitely organized. They definitely have some sort of pre-planning. They're shipping each other around to different countries or different cities. You dealt with them in DC,
Oh
I know
gosh.
they were planning on going to the White House for
Mhm.
the RNC. They clearly were there. I mean, it's all under this guise of Black Lives Matter, but it feels like that's just a shield that they're using to keep in front of them to be like, no, see, we're doing this for peace and justice.
Uh,
No, you're not. No,
no,
you're
I
not.
I completely agree. Now, I think it is an ideology and that it is a system of beliefs, but the ideology fuels the groups. All
Yeah.
of the groups are buying into this fundamental system of beliefs. All the groups would not exist if it weren't for this fundamental system of beliefs. And, do I believe that every single Antifa group is coordinating with every other Antifa group? Well, no, but are there more prominent ones? Probably, as
Yeah.
evidenced by the fact that aren't they starting this 54-day siege at the White House like tomorrow or
Oh
something?
yeah, that's right. Today or no, it
Today.
was yeah, it was supposed to start today. That's right.
Mhm.
Oh man. So yeah, 50 50-day like occupy the White House. That's not going to go over very well, is it? I
No,
don't know.
I mean, I don't it's gonna be interesting to watch, but, we'll see what happens. I'm actually gonna be in DC for Walkaway's
Oh
March on
yeah.
Washington in, like, a couple of weeks.
Right.
the big one is on October 3rd, and it's going to be
I'm
an
gonna come
amazing.
down. I'm
You
gonna
are
come
going to come
join.
down?
Well,
Oh,
I
yay!
wasn't. I don't know if I'm gonna join, but I am definitely gonna come down and hang out with y'all
Yeah.
and support for sure.
Well,
Because I mean, I'm
definitely.
not too far right now, so
No, it's going to be super, super fun. I know there are thousands of people registered. It's going to be right in front of the Washington Monument,
dope.
but there's going to be a ton of security, and part of it is
Good,
because these
good.
Antifa people are going to be there. Yeah, everyone who's
Yeah.
thinking about coming, if you don't know about it, it's on the march on the Unsilent Majority March, and it's on October 3rd, and it's basically for like walkaways or anyone that just wants to come out and support sanity.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be lots of great people, like Dan Crenshaw speaking, and lots of awesome people are gonna be there. It's gonna be a good time. There's gonna be lots of security, so it's gonna be super safe.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I've actually never been to the Lincoln Memorial, so I've never
Oh,
actually been to that iconic spot. I've seen it thousands of times in my life, and I'm really excited.
I remember the first time I walked up those stairs and saw the stat. It's like glorious. It
Is
really.
it?
I was so moved the first time I saw it. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm really excited to see that. So let's jump into this other subject that we've got. We kind of this is here we go. So everyone, I don't know if you've heard about the different peace deals that President Trump has been doing. He's been rocking these peace deals out. I mean, he is rocking them out of the park. So this is the more recent one. Trump to play global deal maker with Israel and two Arab countries. It is the United Arab Emirates and how is this Bahrain?
Bahrain. Mhm.
Bahrain, I think that's right. And they hosted them both at the White House recently. And the UAE and the Bahrain will become just the third and fourth Arab countries to enter into full relations with Israel. And the decision to do so represents the shifting dynamics in the region to further solidifying Israel's position within the region, chipping away at the Arab consensus and countering Iran's might. This is huge. Now we were both around in the 90s
Yeah.
watching MTV Peace in the Middle East. Like, wasn't there a concert or something? I think there was a full on concert that they had like Pearl Jam play. Um,
I think you're
that's the
right.
only band I can think of that
I feel like there
that
was, like,
played.
a rap song or something that was, like, "Peace in the
Maybe.
Middle East,"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was a saying that, like, everyone said in school. It was like, "Peace in the Middle East." I don't think any of us actually knew what it meant because no one
Right.
actually explained it. It was just a fun term, but
Right.
yeah, it was
And it flows off the tongue well.
it does. But, like, oh my god, the fact that Trump is pulling this off, I
Right?
never imagined this. I mean, come on,
Neither
and
did
now
I.
I think it's like Saudi Arabia is supposed to join. There's supposed to be, like, 9 other countries that join. If Trump doesn't get a Nobel Prize for this, like the Nobel Peace Prize, he's been robbed. He's been robbed by Trump
I
derangement syndrome
agree. Didn't he get nominated for multiple now?
twice.
Twice
Yes.
now, right? It's
Mhm.
like, come on. This guy deserves a peace prize. Give it
He
to him. He's
does.
literally dropping peace bombs in the Middle East. He hasn't started a war. He's only making he's only making peace, in the Middle East. This is incredible. So, and then look at this too. This is news. It's potential. In this, he was saying that he spoke with the king of Saudi Arabia, and he says that in time that he thinks that they'll join also, and up to 9 more countries will seek peace with Israel. So this is really sorry. I'm still getting
Oh,
the,
there we go.
the hang of that there. Yeah, but this is incredible. This is amazing. And then to our surprise, what do the leftist media do? They get upset
They
that
get upset.
they were not social distancing. Here's from CNN Politics. White House largely disregards coronavirus precautions during the Abraham Accords signing. That's your headline? Man, I almost just swear. I almost just swore. I almost did it. I was gonna say it. I almost dropped the F-bomb. Like, that's your headline? Like,
Mhm.
really? That's what you're taking away from this? That they were close together without masks?
Well,
These guys are the leaders of their countries. You don't think that they have like you
they're tested,
know
like,
that they
every
don't have it?
day.
I
Yeah.
know. Exactly.
Well, the other thing that's interesting about this headline is you notice they put Abraham Accords instead of, like, peace deal because they're
Yeah.
banking on the fact that no one knows what the Abraham Accords
Oh,
is.
what's Abraham Accords? Well, whatever. I'm already angry from them disregarding. They put the disregards before anything else. Like, oh man, how dare they disregard the safety of the coronavirus stuff, and it's like, oh my goodness.
I gotta tell you, like part of the reason I'm like so stressed out right now is
Why?
I'm getting so angry at these people, Adam. I'm
I
getting so
know. I don't blame you.
angry at these people. Like it's just like every single day there's something stupider and stupider. It's like and did you see what happened what the Atlantic did after Trump got the second nomination for the
Oh
Nobel
gosh.
Peace Prize?
No, tell me what.
They came out with this op-ed saying we should just get rid of the Nobel Peace Prize.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious.
What?
They were like, it doesn't mean
Why?
anything anymore. They're like, they're literally
Oh.
taking their
Well, once
toys
they
and
gave
going
it to
home
President Obama for just basically
for
being the
nothing.
first black president,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's why, because he was doing a lot of terrible things as president that are now, that I'm finding out. You don't get Tim started ranting on it, because he'll get crazy about it.
Apparently.
Oh my gosh. So this is nuts. You know what? I just realized something. This is really important. I have a really important announcement. I'm sorry. I got to get you out of there. This is really important. I need all of you to do something for me. I need you to smash that like button. Smash it. Smash it. I need that like button. Smash the like button. I need a lot more smashes. Anyway, back.
Close-up cam in this one. You gotta wrangle your close-up cam.
I don't have the close-up cam. Did you see the closeup cam? It's pretty good, right?
Awesome. Like the first time you turned it on, I was like, I burst out. I was not expecting that, Adam.
Well, I think I used it for a look.
Mm-hmm.
I got my looks that I use sometimes, and it was I don't even remember when I first busted it out, but yeah, smash that like button, everyone. Karlyn, what should they do?
They should smash the like button. Smash it. Smash the like button.
Smash. Smash the like button. Smash. Oh yes, smash. Well, this is awesome. So I got a bunch of super chats. We're gonna get into those. We're gonna start reading these.
Yeah.
I feel it's great. I love it. Let's see. Chef du jour says, Adam, Shamika Michelle is a bad badass. I'll say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get her on your show. We have a nickname. Oh, I can't actually see what the nickname is. I have to spread this out so I can read the full thing. Oh, we have nicknamed her Wonder Woman. All right. Well, yeah. I like Wonder Woman's. She is badass.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm just gonna say it. I don't even care.
You didn't get to
you know of her.
I do. I know she does
the
walkway rallies, and so,
okay.
she wasn't at the one in Philadelphia, sadly, so you didn't get to meet her. But Shamika Michelle is awesome. Like, first off, she's the nicest person in the world. I gotta tell you, I was actually really intimidated to meet her the first time because her persona, when she's on stage and she's doing her thing, she is powerful. She's a powerful woman, but awesome. like she's actually one of the nicest people in the world. Super smart. You should absolutely have her on your show.
Okay. Well, I mean, Shamika, if you're watching, I mean, you're welcome to come on my show and show the world, or show my viewers, who you are. So, great. Thank you, Chef du jour. Great suggestion. Licardo says, will you ever do a call-in show? I don't think so. I don't really know how that would work. I feel like that's risky business. What do you think, Karlyn? Right?
I don't know. What I've thought about doing is I've been thinking about like doing like an Ask Dr. K show where people like call in. I think there's like things you can use where people call in and leave a voicemail to ask a question, but I wouldn't do it live. Live is asking for trouble.
Yeah. Well, that's old school too. I grew up in Chicago, and I used to listen to Loveline with Adam Carolla and what was the doctor's name?
Dr. Drew.
And Dr. Drew, yeah. And I loved that show. I mean, I was like, I don't know, I was like 11 listening to Loveline, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like they would call in and have the craziest things they'd deal with, but it was really interesting. Let's see. Ricky J says, speaking of CRT, 1984 was not supposed to be an instruction manual. I know it's frightening how accurate that is, right?
It's like none of them have ever read it.
Right. Or read it and they're like, this is good.
We should do this.
This is pretty good. You know what we should do? You should start a hashtag. Ask Dr. B or
We're gonna do Dr. K.
yeah, right. But still, like
that's a good idea.
Start a hashtag so that you could just click on the hashtag and scroll through it and kind of have. I mean, that would be maybe like a Twitter thing, but it's also an interesting idea to have someone call in and just leave a voicemail, or like I want to know about this, and then you can air it and then answer it. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see. Jab says this is to go for a chair for Captain Salty Bear. I know, right? He's sitting there looking at me all angry. You know, it's funny because I could have put him in the guest spot here because no one's sitting there right now, but I can't switch the cameras.
Oh.
That's the only unfortunate part. So Fractal says, ask Karlyn if she has ever done a mescaline ceremony in Peru with San Pedro cactus. Mescaline is dope. It's like a natural ecstasy, but more psychedelic. See, I don't think that's what you were going for, though, right?
Well, no. So I actually did do, when I went to Peru, I went for like a 10-day retreat, and we actually did do San Pedro. I had to tell you, though, San Pedro was like the best and the worst, because there were times during San Pedro where like it was actually like a painful thing for me to do.
Really?
The shaman, excuse me.
You're right.
Yep. The shaman I was working with said I was like releasing like the pain of 1,000 ancestors or something like that. I don't know if that's all true, but it was like not fun. But the last night we did San Pedro as like a group, it was like ecstasy. I will give her that. So
wow.
I don't know if I'll ever do San Pedro again. I think I was scarred by that ceremony.
Right on. Hydro says white people are amazing. Thank you for this great country. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna go take it a step further. All people are amazing.
Yeah.
And
all lives matter.
So is this great country. All right. J-Mac, hey, what's good? Says public service announcement. Sitch has a really good video that covers some of the critical race theory and P plus P equals R. Also, I enjoy both of your content. You guys rock. Thank you, J-Mac. Right on, right on. Let's see. CK, I don't know how to say the rest of that, says critical race theory is illogical at its core. If there was a white privilege, those classes would have only white employees. Yeah, I guess that's true. That makes sense.
But you know what? That doesn't really seem to matter.
Sadly enough, right? I'm going to make this easier to read these. Miraculous Ladybug says, love the show and your guests. Really great discussion tonight. Keep up the great work. Lots of great insights all around. Smash that like button. Smash the like button. Smash it.
Do it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Miraculous. Jedi Knight Anakin Cringewalker says, just want to let you in on a secret. Chilean ruin, little known in the West, Rockchi Temple. It's big. Also check out Alayan Vineyard in Santiago, Chile. They give you lots of samples. Love Latin America. I am going to check this temple out because I have never heard of that. And, ooh, that's cool. I'm going to pull this up and show everybody what this looks like. This is really cool. Oh, I got to actually bear with me so I got to switch it over to this window. Check this out here. This is pretty cool. Yeah, look at this. It's pretty awesome. That's a pretty big building.
You know what that reminds me of is, okay, this is not, it has anything to do with Chile at all. Have you seen the movie Midsummer?
No, but I want to because I've spent a lot of time in Sweden and I've celebrated Midsummer many times now.
Oh, I don't think that this is going to be like the Midsummers that you celebrated.
I know it's a horror film, right?
It is. It is actually one of the creepiest movies I've ever seen.
Really?
I love it. I've watched it several times just because you pick out new things every time.
Yeah.
It's one of those types of movies, but that reminds me of something in Midsummer. It's not a direct correlation, but yeah.
Well, there is a lot of old buildings out there too. And actually, when I saw that, I thought of kind of like an old Viking ale house or something, you know, like you think about where they would all celebrate in the same room kind of thing. Yeah. Thanks, Jedi. RJ, thanks for the super chat. Samaj says, Adam and Dr. K, best duo. So appreciate you both. Blessings to you both. Be safe and keep going. XOXO.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Doobie McNasty. Hello, Adam. It's nice to see you again. Doobie, thank you for showing up. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, it's good to see you. Awesome. Aaron Weiss says, Adam, I sent you a message on Instagram. Please don't make me have to spend $1,000 before I get on the show. I do have a backlog of many messages from on different platforms. I do try to hit up a few times every day to rock out a couple of those. So I'll try to get to you, Aaron. Doobie McNasty again says, Jim Crow Joe. Search that on YouTube and you'll get the real Joe. You have been warned.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I know that's Joe Biden that you're talking about, because that dude is crazy and terrible. I can't believe anyone. I can't believe he's actually reached the stage that he's at as a
I can't
presidential
either.
candidate.
Especially
It's
given that
bonkers.
he has dementia, like, obviously.
Yeah, and he has dementia. That means he's going to revert back to those racist tendencies.
I can't
Even worse. Oh
the
man.
the Democrats had 4 years, or if we're like, I mean, maybe 4 years is generous. They had a good 2.5 years to figure this out, and this
Yeah,
is what they came up. And
this is the best.
this is why I don't actually believe that mail-in voting fraud is going to be a thing, because the Democrats are dumb. They screw up everything. They screw up
Yeah.
impeachment. They screw up Russian conspiracy. They screw up Joe Biden. Like, they screw up everything. You think they're going to be able to pull off a nationwide conspiracy? No.
No. I don't believe it. The R Heretic says, if you two go Machu Picchu, take the Inca Trail and don't leave unless you've trekked up Huayna Picchu. No need for hallucinogens to see the face of God. Just stand at the edge of that peak and bask in the beauty below. Have you been there?
Exactly what I know what he's talking about.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know that I'm going to trek up it.
Yeah.
You might hallucinate just from trekking up it.
Yeah, right. All right. Doobie McNasty, I'm killing it with the super chats today. It says bombs over Baghdad. Yeah, that's from the song, right? Bombs over Baghdad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly, but cool. Thanks for the super chat. Weeb, thanks for the super chat. Doobie McNasty again says smash. Oh, smash. Come on, do it with me, Karlyn. Come on, smash. Smash. I'm going to do a clip of each of my guests doing the smash.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good.
I might actually have in my basement an Undertaker stand-up. I should have brought it up. Like an Undertaker life-size stand-up. I might have that.
No way. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the Undertaker.
It's not direct correlation.
I used to watch,
but
I actually would do his finishing move to my friends sometimes. It was the tombstone.
The tombstone.
It was brutal. I think I might have hurt some of them. Anyway, moving on. White Lasagna says, I actually got to catch one live. Thank you. All right. Other than that, I have nothing to say. Here's $5. Thank you. I'm glad you're hanging out with us live. Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rocks, says, chat is awesome again today. Loving the vibe, man. I'm serious, Karlyn. My chat is the best. I have some awesome people in this chat.
I love it.
They're just cool peoples. Mark G says, can't wait to crawl into bed with you tomorrow morning with the Donald.win. The ad on the Donald is hilarious. Also, where can I find your walk away speech? I actually posted a full video of the walk away rally that we recorded on my channel. I think you could just, in my videos, you just look for the hashtag walk away or just the walk away. And yes, tomorrow morning, it's actually 1 p.m. Trump time, as they put it on the Donald.win. I'm doing an Ask Me Anything on the Donald, and it's going to be really fun. And the guys over there are really fun and awesome people. So, and they've made, you know what? I have to show you all.
It's hilarious, actually.
Did you see it? You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's so good. I don't know. All right, here it is. This is it. This is the ad that they made. Adam Crigler, Ask Me Anything, only on the Donald.win.
It's the most the Donald.win thing I've ever seen in my life.
So that's hilarious. Yeah. RJ says, blacks love MAGA. I mean, it does seem like that, right?
I think so. I think Trump's going to get a huge black vote. I do.
Well, isn't he like at like 48% approval rating now among the community? And it's like, that's like the most ever or something.
Yeah. It's
something
nuts.
crazy.
And anything over 20%, and he's like got it locked. So
yeah,
I love it.
Really good. Doobie McNasty again. Do you remember Singled Out? Of course I do. You remember Singled Out?
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
MTV show from the mid 98s. Wow.
No, you know what's even better than Singled Out though? Remote Control.
Remote Control. No, I don't remember that.
Oh, you got to dig deep into the archives for Remote Control. That's a good show.
Man, I wanted to be on Singled Out so badly. I wanted to be on there. I was 14 at the time, and I was just like, I want to be on there. Just, hot babes. I was like, yes, I want to be on this show. That's going to be me one day. Then MTV just went.
No. And then you just became a model instead. So,
I guess That is true. That did happen. That is reality. Chuck Morris says, long-time caller, first-time listener. That cap is great, but it's no beanie. And no beanie, no peace too, right? That's long-time caller, first-time listener. Isn't that the opposite? That's Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Mhm.
Man, those guys are awesome. JWL, thanks for super chat. Doobie McNasty, what's up? You're just, man, I just got to thank you so much for all the super chats. You're fantastic today. I like making smash. That's it. That's the super chat. I love it though. Blue Dragon says Dragon Lives Matter. Also, smash the like button. Amazing. Doobie McNasty again says I'm almost maxed. Doobie McNasty, boom, 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 says, good sir, this is the last I can donate. I wish you the best. Well, you have done above and beyond what I would ask for anyone. So thank you, Doobie. You are fantastic for all the super chats and the smashing. And I tip my hat to you. Let's see. John D says, I'd pay a lot to see you have the Salty Commander on the show as a guest. Salty Army is Legion. I would love to have Salty Cracker on. He actually, I think they hit me up. I think they're a combo. But you know, the great Salty Commander is always welcome on the show. It'd be great. It'd be great to have him on. Joshua says, sup, Adam? Love the show. What state do you think will be the most contested and deciding factor in this election? My bet is Pennsylvania. I do. Yeah, actually, Pennsylvania was blue in 2016. I have driven through Pennsylvania a few times lately, and I've seen a lot of Trump signs. I think maybe Nevada also. I know it might swing blue again, but Nevada might be also a thing. But I think you're right. Pennsylvania is probably the biggest one. Karlyn, what do you think about that?
I agree. Pennsylvania was the first one that popped into my head. I mean, I think you talk about places like Michigan or Wisconsin, but both of those, I mean, Michigan basically has Gretchen Whitmer as their governor and they all hate her. So I don't think that's going to go blue. And then Wisconsin, I mean, we all know what's happening in Wisconsin and we all know which way that's going to push the vote. So
yeah, definitely. That's true. Right on. John says, Karlyn is the best, and you guys are an awesome podcast duo. Oh. P.S. I just joined her locals community during this show.
Awesome. Yay, John. Awesome. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, support Karlyn. If you don't know her, she has a great channel, which I listed below in the info. You can just click right on it. It'll bring her right over to her channel, help her channel grow. There's rumors about YouTube maybe trying to keep her from getting bigger.
YouTube is pulling so many shenanigans.
Not if I can help it. And I agree. I think she is a fantastic guest. Seriously, Karlyn, I really thank you for joining me again. It's great. We still have a few more, but I just wanted to say that real quick. Let's see. Awake Not Woke says, weird question, but here goes. Would you rather be able to see the future or read minds? What would you do with it? LOL. Thanks for all you do, homie. Those are good questions. You got one? Would you rather see the future or read minds?
Read minds, because if someone's mind changes, then the future is going to change inherently. It's like the butterfly effect, right?
Yeah.
So I think I would pick read minds over seeing future.
And also, I need some more context. Can you turn it off? Like, are you constantly being bombarded with other people's minds, or can you be like, I'm going to read your mind now? And same with the future. Like, can you turn it off? Can you say, you know what, if I eat this sandwich, am I going to have, really bad gas later? Of course, that's the first thing I think of. But hey, these are important questions,
Yes.
I guess I answered the second question. What would I do with it if I could look into the future to see if the sandwich would give me gas?
You have to think through these things when you're getting a superpower. There's all sorts of contingencies,
right?
Unintended consequences.
It's like the genie asking you what you want. You got to be really, really, really specific with what you want, or he'll turn the Vegas thing into whatever you didn't
horribly
want.
Wrong.
Right? Exactly. Let's see. Snoopy became a member. Thank you so much. Becoming a member really actually helps me a lot grow my channel, and I actually post private stuff just for my members. So if you become a member, you can see some of the things that I post. I do some covers. Well, I've done a cover that I posted. Also, I accidentally went live a few times, and it was some funny shows or funny little blips of me going live and not knowing it. And I didn't delete it. I just put it private for members only. So that's kind of a funny thing you could check out. Ed Crypto says, check out the Kailasa temple in India. it was carved into a mountain and is the largest of that construction style. Very cool. I am absolutely going to do that right now because I love this
I
kind
think
of
I've
stuff.
heard about this. I think I've heard about this. Yeah.
Whoa, that is amazing. Coming soon, right now. Hold on. Let me just I just got to drop it over into this window so I can show you guys what I'm looking at here. This is cool.
What?
Look at that. Oh man, that is so amazing. Look at this. I
Wow.
can't believe
Oh
that's
my
real.
gosh.
Look at that.
That's nuts.
Wow.
I definitely want to go. I want to go.
That is amazing. Yeah, I love this kind of stuff. Thank you for that super chat. That is incredible. Who is that? Who sent that? That's Ed Crypto. Thank you for that. That is really cool. Dio says Kraken Crypto Exchange is now a USA or US bank. Get a crypto wallet so I can send RXP. Love the show. Thank you. I will definitely do that. I actually have a buddy of mine who's teaching me crypto basically because you know to understand it basically. And I will do that. And thank you. I will do that. Alex Better says just camped at Adirondacks, and lots of people from the cities have been coming up and trashing pristine nature. Can we build a wall around NYC? Gosh, that's I lived in New York for. Well, let me turn this off. I lived in New York for 15, 16 years, and that is one of the biggest frustrations about living in New York is that I watch people throw trash on the ground all the time.
Mhm.
All the time. What are you throwing trash on the ground for?
I know. I
Why?
hate New York. I hated New York before. I've hated
God.
New York for years for that exact reason.
That seriously frustrates me to no end. I actually watched my neighbor walk out and open the car door and just clean out the car, get in the car and drive away. And it was not like a couple crumbs. It was weeks of fast food bags and
Wow.
plastic cups. It was like a torrent of trash coming out of the car. And to see them just get in and drive away, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So I hate that stuff. Yeah, it is so sad that now nature is being hit with these people that just don't care. And it brings all the way back to what you were talking about. The people living in huts with nothing, they love it.
Yeah.
They're I guaranteed you walk around that environment and it's all clean. I mean, they don't have material, they don't have trash.
Mhm.
Their trash is, what would their trash? They don't have trash. There is no trash.
Right.
Everything is biodegradable. It's all natural stuff. This stuff drives me nuts. Let's see. Awake Not Woke says, here's for her answer. It was super deep. Love the Kangol. This is not actually a Kangol helmet or helmet hat. What is this? Epic Hats Company. I got it the other day because I'm doing a photo shoot. I'm gonna be in a lake. It's gonna be really fun.
And he's gonna wear a bow tie.
I'm gonna wear a suit, and because Dr. K told me to do it, I'm gonna wear a bow tie because
Yeah.
it's rather fitting. I think it's gonna be good. So it's gonna be really cool. And thank you for the compliment. Graboid Biden says, "Guns make me safe. Bigger guns make me safer." Okay, all right. I'm glad you feel safe. Abigail, thank you for that super chat. Chuck Morris says, "I've got to watch the Biden town hall, but I'll be thinking of you. Even after that, I may be thinking of you."
You don't need to watch the Biden town hall. It's fine.
I'll
You don't really need
be
to
over
watch
here.
that.
So, and with that, that is the end of our super chats and the end of the show. That was fun. That was
super
fun.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we should do this more often.
I think we should.
You want to come on more often and chat about stuff?
I would love to. I actually saw someone in the chat said we should do it once a week, and I was like, I totally agree. This is fun. Oh,
That sounds like a good
what
idea.
an idea!
Who said that? Whose idea was that?
I
That
don't
was
know.
mine. I
That was
did it.
yours.
That's what. All right. So, surprise. I actually would like to do this once a week and have you on.
Yeah.
I know you already knew that, but the chat didn't know that, and now the cat's out of the bag. And
It is.
yeah, and this is wonderful. I really love. Today was really more about just kind of hanging out, and that's really what I want all the shows to be like. So, but maybe next time we'll have more subjects at hand, and I don't know. I just like hanging out with you. You're great. So
Yeah,
thank you for joining me.
Well, and thank you for having me. And I'm super excited to come back once a week and do this. I mean, what I love about you and your show is like it's positive, and there's so much crap out there, and like it's so easy to get negative. And I don't
Yeah.
like to live in that headspace all the time. And it's nice to just like have positive energy, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
Life is
Definitely.
awesome. Life is, no
Yes,
matter
it
what's
is.
going on, life is awesome.
Yes, 100% agree with you, and thank you so much for those compliments. That is very kind of you.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it, and it seems like chat's really excited about it too. So this is great. Thank you for joining me, and thank you,
Yeah.
chat, for everybody. Why don't you plug your stuff? Like, where can people find you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
On YouTube, I have my own channel. I post content almost pretty much every single day. Sometimes I take the weekends off, but like pretty much every single day I'll post a couple things. And like guys, like you gotta help me out here because YouTube is really trying to screw me. So if you enjoyed this, check out my channel, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. The other thing I will say is I am going around the country right now with walkaway rallies. We're going to be in Tampa and also Sarasota this weekend. We're going to DC in a couple weeks. We've got stuff coming up in Phoenix and Omaha and all over the place. So if you want to come to a rally, they're a great time. Regardless of what happened in Dallas, they are completely safe. We have a lot of security. We have even more now, I'll tell you what. And go to
yeah, I bet.
walkawaycampaign.com, and I would love to meet some of you and see you in person.
Awesome. So thank you so much for joining me, and thank you everybody for coming in and hanging out. And I'm going to be streaming with my good buddies tonight, playing 7 Days to Die on my Twitch channel that I just recently started, where I'm going to be playing all sorts of games. I just got Dark Souls, and I'm going to be streaming some Dark Souls playthroughs soon. Basically, whenever my friends aren't going to be able to join me on 7 Days to Die, we're just having a really fun time building a fort and killing zombies. It's really fun. So that's Adam Crigler, same as my channel, same as at Adam Crigler, which actually isn't on here because I'm not on OBS, but that's okay. Just type my name in and you should be able to find me. And we go live. We're probably going to go live around 9 o'clock. I'm not sure, but definitely help go subscribe to Karlyn. She's almost at 100,000 subs. Let's get her to 100,000. She wants to get there before the election. I want to get her there before October. So let's do that. Let's get some more subs for her. And thank you all for joining. So I will see you all either later tonight or tomorrow at 6:30, where it is Friday, which means I'm going to be jamming. We're gonna set up a new little jam station. I think Nisha's going to play some of her own music. So if you haven't heard her stuff, tune in tomorrow night on this channel and you can hear some of her stuff, and I'll be jamming also. And have a great night. Thank you.